Greetings, colleagues. Welcome to another exciting episode of 4 Business English Rundown. Today, we're unlocking the secrets to captivating business presentations that leave your audience in awe. You want to shine like a star on the stage, delivering presentations that impress and inspire? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll equip you with the essential skills to become a master presenter. Effective business presentation skills. Engage and impress your audience. Before we dive in, let me reveal a game-changing tip to grab your audience's attention from the very beginning. This trick is so effective that it's practically magic. The secret? Start your presentation with a thought-provoking question, a surprising fact, or an inspiring quote. It's like casting a spell of curiosity over your listeners, instantly making them eager to hear more. Now that you've enchanted your audience, let's explore the building blocks of an outstanding business presentation. Remember, the key is to engage and connect with your audience on a personal level. Prepare with precision, crafting a powerful narrative. The first step is crafting a compelling narrative. Start with a clear and concise outline, outlining your main points like a treasure map to guide your audience on a captivating journey. Embrace storytelling to add depth and emotion to your presentation. Weave real-life anecdotes or relatable examples into your content to keep your audience on the edge of their seats. And here's a little secret. A well-timed joke can work wonders. Humor not only lightens the mood, but also helps your audience connect with you on a personal level. Captivate with visuals. Create stunning slides. Now let's unleash the magic of visuals. Powerful slides can elevate your presentation from good to spellbinding. Keep your visuals clean, relevant, and captivating to keep your audience spellbound. These visual aids not only make your points crystal clear, but also create a visual feast for your audience's eyes. But be warned, don't add too much to the slides. Less is more. Too many elements can be overwhelming. Instead, keep it simple. We've all been sitting in a presentation, and suddenly the slides turn, and the next slide is full of text. Now, one of two things can happen. One, people start reading the slide, and then they're ignoring whatever the presenter is saying. Or two, they look at the slide and they just kind of give up. They stop watching the slides. Maybe they even stop listening because, there's just too much text, too much information. They're ready to move on. And so they just kind of give up on the whole presentation. Now, there are some exceptions to this, but generally, you don't want too much information on the slide. Otherwise, you're going to lose your audience. A good technique is just bullet points. Have a few points that explain what you're going to talk about. And depending on your presentation style, hopefully those bullet points are enough for you to remember what you're going to talk about. And make sure that you don't forget to make major points as you go through your presentation. Now, there are some exceptions to that. If you're talking about a specific quote from somebody that's very important, or maybe it's a certain text, a statute or something that you have to examine, you have to look at, then of course you need the whole thing on the screen. And then you may want to give the audience some time to read it themselves or go through it, whatever you think is best. Same thing with some data. Maybe you do need a lot of data, so you need to put up a slide that has that data. And again, you may want to walk through it, explaining what that data is, or just give them a moment to look at it so they can figure it out before you begin really talking about it. But unless it's something that's necessary, and I don't mean to throw in a lot of data just for the sake of data, but if it's not necessary, then don't include it. When I was a lecturer, most classes required a presentation by the students at the end of the semester, and I had way too many students that spent all of their time making the presentation look cool and not really a lot of time on the subject of the presentation. So I would often stress to them, don't worry how the presentation looks. Make sure it sounds good. Now, if you're doing a professional business presentation, the bar should be a little bit higher. The presentation should look good. But again, don't think that having a fancy visual presentation is going to make up for a poor subject matter presentation. You need to know your stuff. It needs to be well organized. And then the visual aids are just that. They're going to aid your presentation. They're just going to be the icing on the cake. So make sure you don't put the cart before the horse. Command the stage, mastering delivery and body language. Now let's talk about the art of delivery. Your stage presence can make or break your presentation. Project confidence with good posture and maintain eye contact. Practice your gestures to add emphasis to key points. But remember, don't wave your hands too much. Keep it natural and purposeful. Another secret is to take deep breaths. You want to be cool, calm, and collected throughout the presentation. Sometimes when we get nervous, we actually might forget to breathe, or at least not breathe as deeply as we should. And make sure that you remember to breathe and breathe deeply. If you feel like you're got lost or you're a little bit off track, you're kind of stumbling over your words, then just be quiet for a moment. Take a deep breath, think about where you are, and just kind of choose, okay, maybe I'm going to go back, maybe I'm just going to jump forward a little bit, and then start from there and keep going. But be confident about it. Everyone loses their place now and then. That's not the big deal. But if you can recover from it, then the audience is going to appreciate that. And they're not going to hold it against you. Now, longtime listeners to the rundown probably know what I'm going to say next, but that is loud, slow, and clear. When you give any type of presentation, public speaking, or even just important argument, important discussion with a potential client or with a boss, potential boss, whatever it is, you often are a little bit nervous. That's normal. But to counter that, you want to speak loud. If you think you're talking too loud, you probably need to talk a little bit louder. So don't worry about being too loud. It's probably not possible. And speak slow. Speak slowly. Often when we're nervous, we tend to talk very quickly, and then nobody can understand what we're saying because we're talking so fast. So slow down. Another advantage of people that talk slowly is other people listen to it and kind of think that they must be very confident. If you're doing a presentation and you feel like, oh, I have 100 things I need to get out, otherwise they're not going to like the presentation, otherwise they're not going to say yes, whatever the yes is for, and you feel like you have to talk so quickly to get everything done. But in actuality, that's probably not that important. What is more important is that the audience believe you, that they see that you are confident in whatever you're trying to present. And you can do that by talking slowly. And of course, clear. It's very important to speak clearly. If they can't understand what you're saying, even if what you're saying is pure gold, they have no idea what words you're using, then it's useless, right? So this is true if you're a native English speaker, but all of this is even doubly so or triply so if you're a non-native English speaker. It's even more important to speak loud, slow, and clear. Because you might not have perfect grammar, you might not have perfect pronunciation, and a lot of times when you're nervous, it's going to be even worse, right? So it's that much more important to speak loudly, slowly, and clearly. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep honing your skills to become a true master of business communication. Now I have a favor to ask of you. If you got something out of this video, then please like and subscribe. It doesn't take much time for you, but it really helps this channel and lets me know that it's worth continuing. And also, what problems do you have with presentations? Are there other issues you'd like some help with? Let me know by dropping a note in the comments. And maybe I'll make a video about that issue in the next time. So remember, conquer that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.